Right then, I think we're live, and well, welcome everyone who's already joined. We'll give it a couple of minutes. It's not going to be a really long stream. I'm actually feeling quite poorly, to be honest. Just a bit of a cold, but yeah, no, I've been under the weather over the weekend and today. My voice is even croakier than usual. And a bit of a head cold, foggy head kind of thing. Tired. Anyway, why we're streaming today is basically, well, the Doom Tower resets in 17 hours, which means I can't do it tomorrow evening. And I needed to, either do a video or do a live stream, and I really didn't feel up to recording a video, so I thought I'd do it as a live stream before Doom Tower resets. So I did a couple of videos along the way. I believe I did a video where I was getting up to floor 89 or 99. Then I did a live stream beating Scarab 100. Then I did a lengthy video where I beat floor 113 and 114. And whilst I was editing that video, I went the rest of the way. So Doom Tower Hard Rotation 1 is defeated. Hence, Eharbad the Conqueror. So I thought what might be interesting, well, there's two things. One, I haven't done any of the secret rooms yet. You can see here, 0. So I thought in this stream we'll see how many of them we can get done. And also, if people had any particular flaws, I could show you what team I used and maybe even, run it for a little bit. But not for too long, because some of them took so many attempts. But one of the famous ones, which is it? Maybe it's 116. Yeah, this one's a classic floor of pain with the double Siffy in the third wave. And actually I did it using Theodore as damage dealer. Managed to rotate the control between Skaramis and Syl. Syl did really good job with Fearsome Presence. I worked really well. Given that was kind of my main weakness, was Radovar giving us the speed. Yeah, this worked really well, and this 5 actually extremely tanky. Could take quite a bit of a hit. Typically, Theodore was the main focus for the Rotai, of which in this wave there's only one, and then obviously Mountain King will go for someone else, so I'm able to split the damage by having magic and spirit affinity. Yeah, so it worked really well. And yeah, like the rest of the waves were, I used the same team actually. So after 114, I moved to this team in 115. Mostly because Shamil was just too squishy, like super squishy, and I couldn't one-shot the Mountain Kings. But also they didn't really have anything that was going to stop me using this team. Like this team was able to control these kind of high damage dealing waves pretty well. The only one that I struggled with was 116. I'd say what we'll do is, let me see if I've got a preset. Do I have the preset? Those are the preset. We just need to add Syl in here. What might be interesting, we won't do the whole run, but maybe we'll get through. You can see that it's pretty auto-friendly. We open up there, then I just need to make sure that it uses the A2 so we can cycle back round. But generally we can take quite a bit of a punishment, and we obviously have Syl, who, if they do manage to get through and kill someone, we're able to do the single target revive. Beyond that, we're going to do really good damage. Theodore rotating, stacking up those poisons. And then we just need to make sure as we head into wave 2 and wave 3 that we have all of our skills off of cooldown. And generally between Syl and Skaramis, we're going to keep them under pretty good control. It might not have looked that smooth this time because obviously we lost Razelvarg, which didn't help. So I'm going to take over control. You can see, look at that. Fantastic stunning there from Syl. We just need to slow down our damage a bit here because otherwise we're not going to get Razelvarg back in time. I will clear off our debuffs. Try and just get turn meter control on to that Mountain King. Try and again TM drop. And yeah, we'll see. I know that this is probably the floor that will be most sort of interesting to see, but you can generally get an idea that other than wave 3, for all the other floors after 114 that I showed in the video, this was pretty much how I did it. Like this exact set of champions and this kind of strategy. And obviously we're going to lose Razelvarg just again there. Hopefully Syl has the revive, otherwise it's not gone very smoothly this first wave. Normally goes better, but it'll be fine. Razelvarg can get through at this point. Once again, we start, there you go, stuns across the board, this time going a little bit smoother, and we should be in a good position. The leech out, we have our bit of sustain, and then the provokes come out, so fully controlled, 2 cycles. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of decreased speed out from Theodore, and we might even get some stuns off from Skaramis on the counter attack. Apologies. Yeah, so that's kind of where it is. I just want to get through to the Siphi wave just so you can kind of see how I was attempting to deal with that. It did take me a few attempts. It's not easy. Very much not easy. It would have been much easier if I'd had a decrease heal reduction, but I didn't. Let's just buff ourselves up because this Mountain King's going to take a little bit of time to kill, so we'll have enough time to cycle back around. In terms of number of turns it takes for each wave, it's actually not too bad because Theodore does an extremely good job of dealing damage. Obviously the poisons, similar to HP burn, are max HP based, and they ignore defense, so it scales really well as the enemies get increasingly more difficult. So that works out well. The main problem here is we need to try and kill both Siphis at the same time, basically, or very close together. Because what I found was if the Siphis get in a kind of cycle where they keep reviving the other one, it's a massive pain. So we are a little bit reliant on RNG. I do need to make sure that both Siphis get stunned here. If that doesn't happen, then the run's a bust. And then obviously we need to ensure that we get provoke on both. The Rotos will obviously break the CC, but we should be able to survive the hit quite comfortably, and we should be able to survive the hit from Mountain King as well. So then we'll decrease turn meter on both of those if we do get the extra turn, which we did. Get the provoke in. We'll try and just keep alternating between the 2 Siphis and try and kill them both roughly the same time. But we ideally, again, we're now reliant on RNG because we need to, ideally we would get both decreased speeds off there, but we also need to get the stuns from Syl again. So it's a little bit RNG heavy. See, we missed the stun here, which is probably going to mean that we're not going to be able to succeed this time. But we'll keep trying. Decrease turn meter again. But I think this Siphi is going to take a turn pretty soon. There you go. That becomes a bit of an issue because we're no longer able to crowd control. But if we have this A2 up, we can decrease the buff duration, try and get our damage away. I think this Siphi, and we managed to get in quickly, sneak the provoke. You can see it's kind of like on a knife edge. We just need to make sure that we keep the stun back. I'll try and decrease the turn meter on the one on the left. If we don't kill them soon, the damage dealers are going to start to take down our champions, which is also a problem. But we are in a decent position. Try and decrease the turn meter here. And now we need to go for the stuns. We got them both off again. And you can see we're just kind of staying alive. But it is a little bit RNG reliant. There's no pretense otherwise. But you know, the nice thing about this particular team, as you can see, is it's pretty tanky. Like we're doing a good job. And there we go. Beautiful. Now click auto. And that's how I beat floor 116. I think this is 116 with the famous double Siphi in wave 3 using poisons, which isn't typically how you'd go up against a champion that has block debuffs. But there you go. Quite reliant on the Theodore. Yeah, there you go. Right. So our next stage is to see how many of these secret rooms we can do. I guess we should start at the bottom of the tower, work our way up. Epic champions, that should be pretty doable. I'd say throw roughly, I think we put in Skaramis for a bit of crowd control. Husk is kind of useless, to be honest. Creedon for more crowd control, and then a bit of damage. That should be fine. That should be fine. I think we can auto this one. So, whilst we do this run, anyone got any questions that I can answer in the meantime? But yeah, I reran that floor. Basically because when I told people I'd done it, they were like, how did you get past that floor? I showed them the screenshot and they're like, you beat it with the Theodore, like that's not normal. So I wanted to show kind of roughly how I did it. And then, yeah, see how many of these secret rooms we can get done and see if we can beat rotation 2. I've already started to think what I'll need to beat Griffin and Eternal Dragon. Obviously we can't do what do you call it? We can't do Theodore poisoning for Eternal Dragon. That's not going to happen. But I think if we go for a combination of Syl, Drexar, who I just 6-starred today, and Snicktrack, who I haven't yet 6-starred, but I think will be the next 6-star. I think those 3 will be a core to beating Doom Tower 2 bosses on the hard rotation. Snicktrack has a decreased attack A1, which is really, really important when taking down in the top level of Eternal Dragon. Plus, obviously, has a nice passive. Similarly, Drex and Syl, great passives. We also have the Doom Priest for a little bit more healing. So I think we'll be able to get through Eternal Dragon without too many issues once we've got those champions built. So kind of the next big thing will be either pushing to hard Hydra. That's something that I haven't yet tried, and I would be quite keen to do that. Or pushing much further into faction wars. We'll kind of probably be sort of doing both. But this month, I just wanted to beat hard Doom Tower. So all of my silver, all of my attention has been on getting that done. And, managed it with what? a day and a half before reset. Bit of a clutch. So I was just coughing, or I just muted quickly to cough. There we go, first secret room done. Venus Cupidus waves, yeah, that's going to be problematic. I think we did have a couple on this rotation, and generally my approach for that was to use Rhonda's block passive. That was typically the best way of dealing with that. I'm not sure this is going to work, to be honest. We don't have any other options either. So we'll give it a go. Dungeons, faction crypts. So we got nothing worth using. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot of gear as well, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, I don't have gear. I need to add some gear if we want to be able to beat this stage. Like, this is considerably harder than given that I've got what 2 6-stars and 3 40s. This is going to be pretty much not doable without getting some gear onto Crimson Helm. See if we can just quickly sneak it in. I think we want HP speed like that. Need a bit of accuracy to try and get this secret room done. We'll probably go with that one. He's better. Not really. Not awful. I don't think I've got a defense percent one, do I? I only looked for HP percent, didn't I? Let's look for defense percent. Just the one that's on Farrakhan. That leaves us quite slow. Can we add a pair of speed boots? I don't mind breaking the set. She needs to be rebuilt before we get to the next thing anyway. So what will be a good pair? Let's go rank rarity 6-star. Don't want equipped. What can I just give? Say that. Not the best pair of accuracy sub. I do actually want to roll this up, so let's just do this now. Hoping for double accuracy, but this is probably one of my best pairs of boots now at this stage. Maybe we'll just go with that for the time being. And then we just need to swap one more piece over to perception. And probably with accuracy as well. I still don't think we're necessarily going to be able to get this done, to be honest. You know, all you can do is try. Are any of these pieces cheap to swap? This one gives us enough accuracy, and that's only 50,000 because it was a 5-star slot. Let's go like that. Cold Heart is built. Painkeeper has nothing. Let's at least just give these champions some gear. Do we have... yeah, we do. That on. And we need chest and immortal. Do we have any pieces? HP percent, defense percent. We'll go with this one. I don't like putting 6-star on though. It's not great. Am I in the content creator program? No, I'm not. Essentially, for whatever reason, Ethereum don't want me there. So, right, we're gonna have to try that. And kind of want to provoke who's the most important. You probably. We also need to keep that on cooldown. That, and we're in a bad spot. I don't think we're going to get through this. Yeah, I would say this Secret Room 2 isn't going to happen. Even if I put gear on, 340s or 3-4 stars rather is not going to be happening. Why using dungeon leader skill? Well, they all had auras that weren't gonna be helpful. Yes, I had no gear on Painkeeper. There was no point putting gear on her unless we were remotely close to being able to get it done. The reality is we weren't. See, these all dungeons as well. Drexar doesn't actually have any gear, but will probably be the best bet. I'll see if I can get away without putting any further gear on Drex. Actually, you know what? Someone does actually have a little bit of gear, and that is Tyrell. So we can try these 5. These 5 at least have some gear on them. So we'll see if we can actually get this done. And then here, let's just buff ourselves, get that. Try and drop some defense. One interesting thing, by the way, with Tyrell, and it's not typically used, but if there's decreased attack out there already, he has a really good chance to sleep, basically. Let's just buff ourselves, increase our defense, try and get some provokes from Seeker. The reason I didn't use his extra turns, I actually wanted to keep the buffs on him. And I will save the A3 for someone else because that would have really hurt. Try and drop the turn meter. We also get the stun off. Tyrell doing excellent work here. Go for the stuns again. I think this one we'll probably be able to do. Let's go for the A3 on that Razin. We'll hit auto for a second. So yeah, Secret Room 2 isn't going to happen. I need to level up some more Dark Elves. We're not really in a position to do that one. Secret Room 3, I think we'll get this done. Between Newt and Syl, you know, I think we've got enough of a team just with the 2 of them. So I think that will be fine. Newt is actually really, really strong as just like a wave crowd controller. I quite liked him against, I think I used him against the Mortu waves. It was really good against that because you can decrease the turn meter, and if you decrease it to 0, you end up freezing the Mortu. Kind of get the Mortu just after he's taken a turn, you know, after he's just lost a turn. You get him at that point, and then you decrease the turn meter because he's only got a very small amount of turn meter, and then you get the freeze off, basically. So you can keep cycling freezes on the Mortu using Newt. Then Newt's at least bringing more to the overall team because he's also bringing damage. So he's actually can be used in lots of different ways that maybe no one else has shown him in that light, because I think most people have shown him on kind of like endgame accounts and doing all the fun stuff that you can do on that. But yeah, on an early to mid game account, there's actually quite a lot you can do. So there we go, get the freeze off. So generally on a wave, if you target champions just after they've taken their turn, you're basically always going to get the freeze off. It's also nice if you have one champion remaining, you want to make sure you get all your skills back off cooldown for the next wave. That's where he comes out, you know, really good at that point as well. Controlling just a single champion, he does that extremely, extremely well. So we also have this new 2 seconds. Let me just make sure the cycle is what we want. I just want to get the provoke off there. There we go. Yeah, so we have this new vengeance path, and I think it's an interesting one. I haven't run the maths yet because I was just feeling too rough today to do it, but I'll probably try and get that done, say tomorrow evening probably. I do think it's quite quite an interesting looking event overall. You know, the opportunity to get high level souls is particularly interesting and attractive. But beyond that, I think, you know, we have a bit of time. You don't have to rush into it. But we also have the option to either get the 2-star or skip the 2-star, go just for the 3-star. Just go for the 3-star split soul. So basically the 2-star perfect soul, let me try and explain it in a more coherent manner. The 2-star split soul, by the way, why no background music or game sounds? Yeah, I probably should put the game sound on. That would probably make sense. I don't have any background music, basically. Targeting the Krisk is a bad idea. I'm getting ripped apart. I don't have any music on because the one time I did it, the video got like demonetized, and I need to find like completely free to use music to use. So that didn't work out well. And I didn't have game sounds because they're kind of boring. But yeah, I need some kind of solution to give more interesting audio during these kind of streams. So when I'm not speaking, there is something, and I don't have to speak constantly, because that's quite difficult to just, you know, cycle speak the entire time. But what I was trying to say on the Vengeance path, so the 2-star perfect soul you can say is worth 60 essence. The 3-star split soul is worth, if I remember correctly, 120. The 4-star split is 300, and the 5-star split is 100, I think, of the tier 2. I think those are the kind of where we are, which means if you then compare the amount of event points you need for each path, the 2-star perfect soul is actually not good value. So it's you have to put like roughly 20,000 points in, and you only get 60 tier 1 essence of value. Whereas if you go for the 3-star split soul, you put a similar amount of event points in, but you get much higher essence value. So essentially the best value thing is to go for the 3-star split soul, not the 2-star perfect. Now the real question is how many points are you going to get over a week? And realistically, just using, you know, the energy we get each day. And that's the part of the maths I haven't done. So that's the bit I need to understand is realistically how much resources are we going to have to put in to get the points. But my knee-jerk reaction would be skipping the 2-star perfect soul, and at least trying to get the 3 and 4-star split soul would be a good overall strategy. And if the amount of resources required aren't too onerous, then probably getting that 5th-star split soul is also probably worth it. Because Artak's a really good champion, and it's extremely hard to get targeted souls. There we go. Another secret room done. We've got 2 of the first 3 done. I kind of thought we'd get the secret room 2 done, but this one isn't going to happen either. Secret room 4. We only have 1 lizardman at the moment. I know Venomage can solo it, but yeah. Rare attack, that's another one we're not going to get done at the moment, but I don't have the stun gear for it. I don't have the build. Support champions, this one should be doable. Look at all these support champions we have. So we've got a bit of crowd control from Creedon, a bit of turn meter, give ourselves some survivability, and then we'll throw in a reviver, Teodor for damage, crowd control, that should be fine. Get going. Creedon should cycle back round and get the freeze off, otherwise we'll just have to restart it. Would have been helpful if we'd got the freeze off on Siffy, to be honest. There we go. That's better. Well done, Creedon. Oh, you missed the other Siffy. Problem is, freeze isn't perfect for Siffy waves, if we're honest. So, yeah, Siffy is able to remove freezes on quite a high probability from her passive. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I've got another block debuffs there. In fact, there's a lot of block debuffs across this. We might have to come up with a different solution. Do we have anyone? Well, we could stun them with Archmage. I don't have any way of removing buffs at the moment. I still think we're going to need Theodore. We're just going to have to hope Creedon can do something. Maybe we'll approach it like that. Let's see if this will work. Try and double up. Because we know the freezes probably won't work. Get the crit there and get the stuns off. Should put us in better stead. And we can try and use targeted. Try and strip this if we can. I think Stag Knight can probably actually kill some of these. Freeze off there. This is a pain. Let's target this this Siffy. I'm not sure. Right then, what else? Yeah, so back to the Vengeance path. Well, we know we've got Savage coming up. We've got Reflex now. So on my endgame account, I actually think farming Ice Golem for Reflex is quite an attractive proposition. This wave is going to be a pain. Given that our Theodore is our basically our only form of damage. We'll just see. I think we'll be able to get it done eventually. Yeah, so I think from my endgame account, Savage and Reflex are worth farming, so I'll probably do that, both of them, quite extensively. On the challenge account, I think I will go for the Savage. I haven't decided if I'm going to go and do the Ice Golem yet. Right, let's just try and get crowd control on Blind Seer and rotate back through so we're able to go on to the next wave. So like I said, I'm not fully coherent tonight because I am not feeling great. You can hear kind of the brain fog is really setting in. We need to buff ourselves, and then I want to get the stun onto Siffy is what I wanted, because she's the most likely to be a pain if she breaks through her freeze. But she didn't, at least. And I think we're actually going to be in a good position to get this one done. Hopefully. We got cleanses. They've got so many revivers. Oh, and now block debuffs on. Yeah, and we don't have a reviver in our team this time. And I think Creedon's going to die. We're all targeting him. Yeah. I might have to try this one off stream because it's just going to be annoying. Let's just see if we can turn it around. I don't think we can. They keep getting the cleanses off. I'd say overall, Brogny's not been massively helpful. So yeah, reasonable, but not massively. Depends what's in wave 3. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, so Ice Golem, the side rewards are pretty awful. Ice Golem is also bad for Silver Farm. There's 2 issues with it. And to be honest, other than Reflex, the gear is also still not that great. Oh, come on. Why are you now chaining the revives? This is obscene. Oh, yeah. I'll do this one off stream. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. I will get it done, probably tomorrow morning, but that's not one for the stream. Right. I can't bring Artak and a stun set on a support only. He is HP tag. I think this is going to be a problem as well, to be honest. I don't have enough build champions. It's really whether Skaramis can basically solo it. Like, I don't even actually have any gear on Supreme Elhain, so she's going to do absolutely nothing. No one else is geared. We'll see if we can 4-man it. There's always a chance, isn't there? Unlikely, but we'll see. We need to target Arbiter, basically. If we can, great. If we can't, well, by the time we come around to it again next time, we'll definitely have a 5th champion here, probably a 3rd 6-star. But I would say this is also going to be a secret room we probably can't do, but we'll try. Just it's pretty hard. So you meant in general. In general, I haven't really used Artak in a stun set so much. 1, my stun gear is not great, and 2, I was using Artak in regen for other content, basically. Essentially, what the main areas, Sand Devil, he was my main champion for Sand Devil 7, because he's booked and Creedon isn't. So that was an element. We might get through, to be honest. Let's see if we can. We can still go on auto for a while. We've got to get this Lysandra down. Once the 2 Bellinors are dead, should be in a better position overall. Yeah, I think Artak in a provoke set would be more interesting for the Hydra side of things. I mean, there's loads of champions that would benefit a provoke set, which is a good reason to do Ice Golem. I probably will do some. I think with Ice Golem, what I'll probably try and do is see if I can get the Ice Golem 23 solo farm going consistently with Theodore, because I think I can do that quite low number of turns. And although I would lose out on mythical gear, the drop rate on mythical is so low anyway. I think the energy efficiency of me doing Ice Golem 23 solo would be better than the very, very small chance of getting mythical gear, which would mean that I probably would end up doing Ice Golem for just get the side rewards anyway, if I can do it quite efficiently. We also have Doom Tower reset tomorrow, which means we'll get quite a lot of energy from the beginning of going through Doom Tower. That is something as well. I'm just going to drop turn meter on the Arbiter. So my plan here is, now that we got the decrease attack out, I can now use Tyrell basically to put them all to sleep. That's the plan. So we get a little second turn of, there you go, see, those three are asleep and that's stunned, so we just got to worry about the Arbiter. So I'll just go in and A1 Arbiter until our sleeps have rolled off, and then I'll go in for the provoke again. I think we're going to get this done. Right, provoke again. Go back to auto for a bit. So yeah. Yeah, on the main today, I did try and get a faster Ice Golem team going. I haven't never actually properly built any hard teams on the main account, because like the entire time we've been, since Hard Dungeons came out, we've been doing this challenge account. But I managed to build one that's pretty decent. Let's see if we can reduce this attack duration. Let's see if we can cycle back around. What are we doing? Let's just revive, cleanse ourselves and get a heal off. Yeah, I think we will get this done, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. Skramis is really improved since I re-geared him. Like massively more impactful now. That improvement on the gear made a big difference. If I provoke, will we cycle back? I think so. I think we'll cycle back in time, because we're doing quite low damage. But those are the kind of considerations you have to make. That's why I'm going to hold back on the A2 at this point, because I want that A2 for the next round. Right, I will decrease the attack. There we go. We just need to cycle back round for the third wave. So he's doing much better damage. Tyrell is almost dead. But it's fine, we've got 2 revivers. I'll probably just let him die and then revive. Give him a decent heal. Go in, quickly kill these 2. Did I get any nice righteous stuff? Not great. Not great. Not the worst, but not great. So here our main target is going to be the Shermani. I will just give us a continuous heal. I'm going to probably just drop turn meter on you. Buff. And now we should be okay to click auto. Hopefully Tyrell will now put them to sleep. Well, he would if he wasn't frozen. We're getting a few resists here, that's kind of a pain. There we go, and we've got them provoked again, in fact. But these freezes are really annoying. Yeah, I think on the righteous stuff, I've got 1 or 2 good pieces, but I think we've had, what, 8? We've had 8 or more? I feel like we've had a lot from the Call of the Arbiter. How many episodes have there been? Like 10 now? So that's 2 per piece. We'd had 20 pieces. Yeah. I mean, you'd have thought I'd have got slightly better pieces than I have then, given the amount that we've done. We need a provoke coming off here. There we go. Perfect timing. This Shimani is being a complete pain, though. Like, the amount we're getting frozen is not good. Let's hope we can get Shimani killed, and then this floor will be done. How do I decide where to allocate my energy for farming purposes? There's just so much to do, and limited energy. I feel I hardly make any progress. I need to pay attention. Art almost died. I basically, I mean, most of the time we're following the tournament schedule, to be honest. Anytime there's a champion training with a legendary book, I'm there doing it. I know there's a lot of champion training that needs to be done to get faction wars done, and also to beat things like Hard Doom Tower. and ultimately to progress further in Hydra. You know, there's so many champions I need to build there, but also I need to get more gear. So, you know, when there's good opportunities with a good dungeon to be farmed, A, we have to for the fusions anyway, and B, if there is a tournament that looks interesting, then I will jump in and do that. I generally try and hold back things like gems and energy refills for when there's a tournament that's interesting. So I went pretty hard on the champion training. Let's just quickly jump out and I'll show you. It was quite annoying actually because I got sniped. I thought I was busy sniping second place, and then someone who was fourth went and put 7,000 points. So I was going head to head with Silver King 13, and I basically burst in the last, 5-10 minutes to pip him to what I thought was second. But then this guy finished second. He was in fourth place and did like 7,000 points in the last 10 minutes as a burst. So, whatever. I'm surprised that anyone did that kind of burst just to get a legendary book and 6 pieces of Relentless. I think that's kind of crazy. If you'd been going for the skin, then I could just about understand it, but that seemed kind of crazy. So we can click that. Actually, the Prism shards was something I was going to do on this stream, but I completely forgot about it. So, Zodus T1, let's see. We have, 4 pulls? I've been waiting the entire time to see if anything else dropped or happened, or if there's any way for us to get double bubble, but there hasn't been. Even the vengeance path didn't matter. So let's see what we get. Obviously we start with a rare. We've got 3 summons left just to quickly jump out. Obviously Geomancer would be massive. Taragi I think would be massive. Ruella would be pretty good. Melga would be very strong, but like not actually really needed. I think I'll beat Dwarf without. So the biggest ones would be Taragi, Geo, or really any of the legendaries, other than I don't really want a second Brogni. But yeah, let's see. Be nice to get one of those epics. We got an epic, and it's Fodbor, who I already have. That's sad. Oh, that is sad. 2 more, come on. Give us an epic that we don't have. Rare, not a rare I need. Not good at all. Last one. And it's epic. And it's Kellen. What does Kellen actually do? We have a weaken, single target. Turn me to drop with decreased speed. That's actually kind of useful. But it's only 50%. All enemy damage on a 4 turn. I mean, I guess okay. Depends how hard Kellen hits, but could be reasonably useful for faction wars, mostly because of this. That could be quite useful for the boss, basically. Not the worst, but not really what I was hoping for either. It would have been nice to get an Elva or a Michidaki. Or like I said, this man here. Although, I've used Geo so much on the main. It's nice to use different champions. At least we got someone new. That's going to help us on this faction. Creedon, Ornn, and Kellen. That's quite a strong little start. We got 2x Voids. I'd actually quite like to get a Tree Shield. You got this random ally revive. A nice little all-team heal with a small increased defense. And this is kind of irrelevant, to be honest. But yeah, I actually wouldn't mind picking up a copy of this rare. Everyone else kind of not that important. Turlak's not terrible either. We've got like an increased speed. but I don't have a copy of him at the moment. Anyway, right, let's jump back into what we were doing. Where had we got up to? Secret Room 7 done. 8, Epic Spirit. That one should be doable. We should be able to get this done. Probably say that is our team. I just need to have a sip of water, so it's going to be 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. All hard stages are worth farming over stage 25. There's no point farming stage 25 if you can farm any hard stage in a similar time. The exceptions would be stage 24 could be more energy efficient. And obviously if you can do a solo strategy, then you might prefer to do normal over hard to do solo farming. But that depends what else is going on and what your objectives are. But all hard stages give better rewards for the same energy than stage 25. Like I said, stage 24 you might have better energy efficiency than the hard stages, and obviously if you can solo farm, then that might be a consideration. Which is why I'm on the challenge account trying to decide whether I should do a hard farm on Ice Golem or do the solo strategy on stage 23, which is more energy efficient than stage 25. We also get to farm food, which we need a lot of in general. And I think it will be much lower turn count, which is a consideration in terms of the energy efficiency. That's something I'm thinking about at the moment. Yeah, Reflex Gear and Provoke Gear are both really good. And to be honest, Retaliation is now quite interesting. That's a 2-piece. Ice Golem is not that bad anymore. It's really not that bad. I really like Skaramis. I've been using him a lot. I've been using him a lot on this account. That's better. 2 minutes 14 seconds. That's what we want to see. That is what we want to see. Secret Room 9. This one is not going to be possible. We don't have even anyone built. Secret Room 10. HP champions. This should be doable. So Skaramis is going to be back out again. And yeah, that is going to be our 5. Right. I'll start on auto and see how it works, but we might need to restart and try and alternate getting the crowd control on these 2 Hackhorns. Yeah, I think we are going to. Right. Didn't actually want to open with the stun, but we did. Try and stun the rest of them, get the HP burnout this time instead. Don't mind those 2 champions taking a turn. Now we'll try and get the provokes out. Get the old ally protection, do the damage, get a little shield and heal. Let's go and try and kill these Hackhorns quickly. It looks like we're going to have to do a bit of manual on this stage. The Hackhorns didn't want to be auto friendly. I think we'll be able to get this secret room done as well. I will show the Skaramis build after this run. I did originally want to build him for a kind of Hydra style build. Again, attack. Okay, we'll keep our provoke and our HP burn for the next wave. Now we can just cycle A1s. So I tried to build Skaramis to be a Hydra mischief tank, but my overall stats ended up really too low that way. So I ended up rebuilding him. What are we going to go for? Let's just try and get a solitary provoke off. Get those provokes. We'll get the shield and heal. Damage. A bit annoying that Husk got frozen. Now Skaramis has been provoked. Pain. Let's try and get some stuns off. We got pretty much all the stuns we needed, and we got the provoke from Husk. And we'll try and get the HP burnout again. These Harvest Jacks are just destroying our buffs. Completely destroying them. We'll just try and go for a stun again. Husk he's meant to be more consistent than that. His inability to stun anyone is such a pain. Oh, right, let's just try and get these Harvest Jacks done, because they are just a pain. They're now stealing my buffs as well. On my challenge account, Oppressor, no, on my main account, Oppressor, on the challenge account, I went, I haven't actually chosen yet, is the answer. I think I was going down the War Master path for Hydra, but I think Oppressor's probably better, or maybe Untouchable. Depending on where you want to use Artak. I think his probably his most valuable spot for most people at the moment is probably Hard Ice Golem, in which case you probably want either Resistance or Oppressor. Definitely don't want War Master. Let's try and get some stuns off. That worked quite nicely. Oh, but I'm going to have to deal with... Yeah, I'm going to actually have to provoke, because I can't take the bombs. That would kill me. I'm going to try and extend the burns this time, and then I'll pop them. Right, here we definitely need to control the Hackhorn. Try and get decreased attack, try and get some stuns. Now we need to try and get a stun out here. Pop the burns. Can we get a provoke? We got a provoke, that's good. Let's get the burns out again. We should be okay. Be okay. Yeah, he's insane for Hydra too. It's true. But I think he'll be insane for Hydra even without War Master. I don't think you need War Master for Artak to be good in Hydra. But I think you need him not to have War Master to be able to beat Hard Ice Golem safely. So that's why I would choose either Oppressor, Eagle Eye, or Untouchable. And it depends on your gear. I'd say for most people, it will be either Untouchable or Oppressor. Most people can build accuracy more easily than they can build resistance. That would be my consideration there. We got another secret room done, guys. Another one done. Eventually. If this champion ever actually wants to die. Eventually we will. Yeah, Dead Space, I think it just depends whether you need that little bit of extra damage from War Master to be able to one key whatever Hydra difficulty you're doing. I'm just saying, I think Miscreated didn't have gear. I think you can do enough damage to Hydra with Artak not being in War Master. I think it won't matter per se, but I don't think we can do this one actually. I don't think Vogoth has gear. No, he doesn't. I think if Vogoth was geared and was a 6-star, we'd be able to do this. But given that he isn't, I think this is going to be probably not going to happen. Yeah, we don't even actually have a 5th champion to even use. Close, but not quite. I might try it off stream, and then Void Champions only. This one maybe. Maybe we can get this done. We have one buff there. And 2, 3. So we can get enough buffs for Shamil to be able to one-shot. I think Demitha is fast enough to make it happen, yeah. Yeah, she is. We can get another buff there. Then probably go for decreased turn meter from Cold Heart. That's probably going to be our best bet. At which point we got accuracy in Doom Tower. Try and get some fears off. So increase our attack. Give us some buffs. Who do we want to kill? Who's the most dangerous here? They're all really dangerous. Yeah, they're all really dangerous. Who should we kill? 1 Coroner? 2 Coroner? Madam's a pain as well. Let's go for a Coroner. Can we cycle back round? To patiently wait whilst this happens. This is one of the annoying things. I think you're right. I think Madame would have been the one to kill. Right, let's try again. So, I think we definitely... We need these 3. We have another option, which is Bellower is in a stun set. So we could hope to get some stuns, and then we could maybe just have another heal reviver. Since nothing else is really going to happen that's going to matter. We'll go for this, and then we'll add some more. Try and get some stuns out. Didn't get any. Get the True Fears. Let's hope that True Fear actually procs this time. The answer is not so much. 50-50, isn't it? It doesn't feel like it. We only got 1 out of 4. Am I going to use Thea? No, Thea would 100% be ignored. Not a good champion, in my opinion. Let's see if we can just cycle back round. I'm not sure this room's going to happen, to be honest. Just a 1. We can get the block damage back out. Let's try and do that. Let's get our heal. We got 1 stun. Whee! There we go. We're back. We're back cooking. Imagine if Bellower was better built. This room would be considerably easier if that were the case. Need to get the cleanse off from Reliquary Tender if we can. Good. That's just a single shot. There we go. See, it's coming. It's gonna happen. We'll get one more one shot out of the meal. And we should hopefully be able to rotate back round. As long as Shamil doesn't do too much damage. And yeah, so we'll be back with Shamil ready. Oh no. I didn't know there was a hegemon. And we got 4 champions locked out. Come on. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely obscene. Got a stun and 1 lockout. Chris is going to come and provoke. Are we going to be able to get around? Give it a go. This might have to be completed off stream as well, to be honest. Right, we will go for the block damage and the cleanse. So we can survive for that big hit. Didn't mean to attack the Krisk and get decreased attack, that was stupid. But we can heal ourselves. We're not out yet. See, these 3 champions in the back are all about to take a turn. So I'm not going to revive because I think my whole team would die at that point. But here at least I now have half a chance of being able to cycle back. That decreased attack's a bit of a pain. I don't know if we're going to be able to... If we'd been able to cleanse, we would have been fine, but I'm not sure we can one-shot. Let's see if we can. Oh, just. Clutch. We're not out yet. We looked pretty out of it at one point, but we're not fully out yet. See if we can block out some skills. Got 2 of them. And we'll just clean ourselves off, try and reduce their buffs. It's fine, they can kill everyone. That's not a problem. We'll just revive again. And we'll buff ourselves. Has Shamil got his A2 back? I'm kind of banking that he did. Oh no, I mistimed it. He didn't. And now we're provoked again. We're not out yet. We're just about hanging in. If we can somehow get our cycle background and get Shamil to kill someone, it'll be considerably easier at that point. I think the Krisk will be the one that I want to take down, to be honest. Just A1 again. Let them go in and kill everyone. A1. I'd love to know what Krisk is going to use. Because if he's going to do his A2, he's just going to kill everyone again. Oh, I'm going to have to risk it. Yep. That was what I was talking about. Oh, such a pain. Right. A1. A1. And we'll just heal. A1 again. We're going to have to put our block damage out so we don't die. And then A1 again. Try and revive again. Now they've got unkillable. We'll try and decrease the buff duration for that. We aren't going to be able to kill anyone with only one buff. Got a stun and a block there. Man, that Krisk. The Krisk is just a bane of my life. I don't want to use that because that was going to happen. And Krisk will kill them again. Let the Nick take the turn. Now we're in a better position. Turn meters are much lower. Now we can buff ourselves again. And let's kill... Don't know if we can actually kill the Krisk. Yeah, we can. There we go. Krisk down. Oh man. That was so tough. Oh, that was so tough. Come on, stun Bellower. Do more stuns. This is tough. We have absolutely no, like, we shouldn't be doing this at all. We have no right to be here. Has anyone been counting how many times Arbiter has had to revive? Don't actually know if we've got Shamil's. I did have it off cooldown. If we can get back round, let's lens. And a Mytha come in. There we go. Get the block damage. And we'll take Sir Nick out. Decrease speed, that might help us a bit. And I'll just heal everyone. Look at that. Double block cooldown skills. As long as we don't max out the turn count on the overall floor, we'll be fine. Let's pay attention to Shamil. Okay, we can do the ability. We'll buff ourselves. That was silly. But I can get rid of it. And now we just need to cycle back round. Make sure that when we get through to the next wave, that we have our skills off of cooldown. And hope there's no hegemon, basically. If there's no hegemon, then we should be reasonably okay. That Siffy has my name on it. There you go. Tough. Obviously, True Fear didn't work. Cleansed off the rest of the True Fears. Now we're back. We're back in a bad place. Yeah, what do I do here? I can't revive. I can go to try and reduce duration. Can't block damage. I'm probably gonna get provoked. I will try and give us a little heal, see if we can survive until we're out of the provoke. And then we'll go for a revive. Then we'll go for a block damage, because otherwise I don't think we're going to survive. Go for a cleanse and heal. And I want to take down this annoying champion right here. Then probably Visix. Heal ourselves. Try and get. We've got 2 stuns off. That's going to help. How fast am I Arbiter? 303, I think. Fine to go there. Got another stun. I'm going to put the block damage out. Kinda hoping Shamil was back to his A2. He's not. Oh, damn. I mistimed it. Misjudged. Oh, look at that stuns. Amazing. Let's do that. 2 buffs isn't going to be enough. I'm better off saving it. Cycle back round. Go for the stun again. And now I have 3 buffs. 1 shot. Shamil the sniper. Oh, back on that. We'll just cycle back around. Next turn we have the sniper. Be nice to take down Soulless if we can. That. Do the buff. Cleanse. Reduce the buff duration and snipe them. There's something very, just, I don't know, enjoyable about using that Shamil ability. It brings immense pleasure watching him just one-shot enemies. There you go. We did it. That was so hard. That was so hard. Secret Room 12. That means we've done 6. Not terrible. I think there was one I said I thought I could do, but I'll probably do it off stream. Wasn't there? Yeah, Secret Room 6. I'll deal with that later. I think I can get up to 7 done. Yeah, and Dark Elf's not going to happen. Yeah, so Secret Room 6 I'll get done before reset. And although I would love to be farming probably Nether Spider or Scarab, I can't farm either of those. But I can farm this. So the last thing we'll do the last thing we'll do for this stream before I go and, you know, take some paracetamol, have a strepsil, is show you my auto Magma. Did I finish Secret Room 12 on normal? Yes. Yes, I did. I went 12 out of 12 on Doom Tower 1. I beat, 120 floors and all 12 secret rooms, which was another little achievement for this rotation. Yeah, I did. I can, after this run, I'll go quickly and see what team I used. I can't actually remember. I can show Newt build, I can show Artak, I can show Skaramis. Yeah, I'll show them all after this run. Let me just have a quick sip of my tea. How do I deal with room 98? We can check that as well, because I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember, is the answer. So in this team, basically, we've got two provokes, 2 forms of decrease attack, and a bit of enemy max HP from both Newt and Husk. And yeah, kind of gets the job done. What was my Scarab Hard 90. Wasn't Scarab 100? I feel like Scarab was 100. And I believe I did a live stream dedicated to beating Scarab 100 called Newt versus Nemesis. And yeah, it was High Katoon, Miscreated Monster, Newt, Coldheart, and Farrakhan. So it was a traditional TM control team. Yeah, Shamil makes a big difference for these void rooms because he can just one shot, and then you also get the true fears, and it just as long as you as long as you get lucky on the true fears, then that's a really effective form of crowd control. But as you saw in that room, it was not so effective on that run. But the old 5-star bellower doing his work. Would you recommend building solo for some bosses, or if you can do it? Yeah, I mean, I tried to solo Scarab 100 using Teodor. I just couldn't get the stats. Like, I tried a number of times. I wasted quite a bit of silver, actually, trying to get that done. But it was too difficult. I just didn't have the gear. I just couldn't quite get the survivability to make it happen. Yeah, like, if you can do a solo strat, it's perfectly valid strategy to use, and it can be quite efficient in terms of building champions and utilization of gear. But if you can't reach the stats required, then you're gonna have to look for a different route. Anyway, this team tends to be between 3.5 and 4 minutes. Wins maybe 90% of the time. And yeah, the rest of these silver keys I'll just get doing that. Right, 98, wasn't it? I used this team here, so I was actually using Rhonda to try and deal with buff removal. A combination of Creedon and Rhonda for crowd control, Razavag to keep me going fast, Teodor for predominantly damage, and Brogni as sustain. Yeah, Rhonda came in to try and deal with these excruciatingly annoying champions. Very difficult floor 98 was. This was really tough. And what else was asked? Yeah, so this was the team I used here. And if we go to normal secret room 12 first, let me just show you 120 12. Nicely done. And then yeah, I used this team here. So similar to what I was just using. But actually Gembo works really nicely against the Sifis as well, because you can reduce the duration of buffs by a turn there, and then Arbiter also reduces duration of all buffs by a turn. So basically, I think I went down the approach of I killed one of them with Shamil, let them all buff each other up, and then I used the buff reduction from Gembo and Arbiter. And also because you don't need as much accuracy in normal, you also have Shamil's buff reduction on the A1. So it brings a lot. Creedon is extremely strong. Yeah, extremely strong. In terms of crowd control. Right, let me jump to the champion builds. The Newt was built for Scarab 100. The build hasn't changed since then, so I went 350 accuracy, 100% crit, very low crit damage at the moment, and decent kind of effective HP, obviously favouring defense as a defense-based champion. I would like to try and get this crit damage up. I don't know what I'm going to need to use him for over the next period, so I might reduce the accuracy if I'm not using him anywhere that needs 350 accuracy. And then I'd be able to get more crit damage there. For instance, he's in a HP amulet, so that's an easy win to get some crit damage coming in there. Masteries, yeah, they're not really done at the moment. I just did the absolute bare minimum required. Yeah, got the crit rate and the crit damage, and then I'll make a decision. I haven't built him on my main yet, and I think I'll go Giant Slayer, because I think ultimately I'll do a Fire Knight hard build on Newt. But I need to decide. I actually got his soul today in the shop. That's pretty nice. Again, I haven't decided what blessing to go for, but at least I've got the 1-star Newt blessing. Skaramis is now in this build, so we've really pushed up the effective HP. I sacrificed all the resistance, increased his speed, got enough accuracy for hard Doom Tower. Like, this build is actually pretty strong. It won't work in Hydra as a Hydra tank, because the resistance is way too low. But I found trying to build him to be a Hydra tank was just ruining him for everywhere else. So it's not something I'll worry about for the time being. Currently have War Master on him, haven't decided what second tree to go. If I don't, I might end up swapping out of War Master even, I'm not sure. I haven't decided. You'll notice this quite a lot, by the way, on my account. I don't assign a lot of masteries until I'm 100% convinced of what path to take. You know, Demitha again, I know I'll end up using her in Clan Boss, so I went down the War Master. I don't know which secondary mastery set I will use, so I haven't selected it. I need to figure it out. I need to sit down and think about it. Husk, oh look, same story. We've rushed down to the War Master and then left the rest to be decided. Arbiter, pretty tanky, but not like amazing. Decent. Yeah, 303 speed, a bit of accuracy. I wanted to make sure that we'd be able to use the A2 decreased buff duration. It's really useful for certain bits of content. Shamil just built pure damage. Like, as much damage as I possibly could, whilst trying to get a bit of accuracy so I could get the true fears sometimes, at least in, say, like faction wars and stuff. If I can, I've been really want to get the second 2-star soul for him, so I can get the 500 attack on the blessing. Well, it's not 500, is it, for an epic, but you know what I'm saying. I think it's 400. Yeah, 400 attack, worth a lot on Shamil. Artak was the other build. So Artak got rebuilt to beat Frostbiter, basically. So now he's in 6-piece perception, and I had to really crank up the accuracy to beat Frostbiter. I did find Artak actually was really very annoying against Frostbiter. Basically, between being frozen all the time, actually being able to cycle around and get the HP burn up was a challenge. I wasn't even really trying to use the A2, I was just trying to extend it with the A1, but it wasn't. It was really annoying. In that regards, probably giving Brogni the accuracy to do HP burn on the A1 would have been a better approach. But by the time we're back around it next time, Drexar will be up and running. I think the Force Keep opens tomorrow, at which case I will be farming the potions to get this done. Before I sign off, are there any other builds or champions that people are interested to see? Or any other questions? What about my original free-to-play account? I'm still kind of playing it, but just not with that much focus. So I'm just kind of just, you know, doing the bare minimum that I need to each day. Here's the Path of Vengeance. We're only 2,500 points today. I'm just gonna push along as I can. Like I said earlier, I will probably, on this account, try and at least get the 3-star split, and maybe the 4-star as well, and then try and buy the 1 and 2-star from the shop. And I'll probably try and do the same on the main, but maybe on the main, if I can, I'll probably try and get the 5-star as well. I think it's probably worth it. I do need to sit down and figure out roughly how much energy and silver this is going to take. Ideally, Saf will just do the work for me and put a video out so I don't have to do my own maths for it. that would make things easier for me, because then I just don't need to. But yeah, we'll see. But my initial strategy, 6.5 hours to go, is 6.5 days rather to go. It's for the next couple of days. I'll just plug away, use the resources as we get it, see how many points I've accrued by then. Because if if we want to go ham on this, it will probably be when Fire Knight is open. Let's be honest, 3 times on the Savage is probably, if you're going to put gems into energy and really push this hard, you'll want to be doing that in Spider or Fire Knight. I wouldn't really look to push the Ice Golem too hard, because you just don't get that much silver from Ice Golem, and we really need silver to complete the Vengeance event, the Vengeance path. So yeah, I will probably do some of this on this account, like I said, probably using Ice Golem 23, and then once we get the Fire Knight, and potentially if we get a Spider tournament, Spider and Fire Knight give you much more silver per energy. So in terms of like pushing gems deep into dungeons to farm artifacts and silver, this is going to be better efficiency. So I would definitely suggest like doing Ice Golem for the next few days. But in terms of spending gems into energy and really pushing hard in a dungeon, I would probably favor Spider and Fire Knight for that part of it. But it really, like I said, it depends how much we need to do, how much energy we actually need to be able to get the, say, 3 and 4-star at least split soul, and ideally the 5-star as well. I need to think about it basically. But I've got a decent amount of gems on this account, so I'm happy to invest some gems in. What's my Ice Golem team on this account? Well, it kind of needs to be fixed. Ice Golem 23 is basically, that's the team. plus food. So like throw that in. That will be the team, and you can see like it's fast and uses a low number of turns. But I do need to tweak my Theodore build slightly, because at the moment I built him or rebuilt him for the top end Doom Tower. I don't think he's quite got the effective HP to be able to do this now consistently, so I need to tweak that. And I'm on stage Ice Golem hard. I was using this team here, with, now I have Syl, so Syl could probably come in, and I probably need to re-gear Artak anyway. So that is that. Yeah, I can quickly, when I quickly show Ice Golem on my main as the very last thing, I'll just quickly use a token. If there's anyone to kill, there we go. Yeah, I'll just show quickly the Ice Golem team. Why would someone do 23 instead of 20? Because you get better gear, basically. You get almost as much energy efficiency for gear acquisition on 23 as you do 24. Slightly less energy efficiency for traditional tournament points, but for the the turn attack, I don't think it's going to be an issue. All right, let me quickly re-log in, and I can show you on the main the current Ice Golem team. Which I tried, I built today actually. I tried a couple of different variations, and you can see what team I am using. This is it. Run it, and then I'm definitely calling it. It was only meant to be like a 45-minute stream, and it's been an hour and a half. Anyway, first wave's done pretty quickly, 10 seconds to the boss. And then basically we've got between Ninja and Artak a lot of HP burn being destroyed. Everyone will die pretty much, but Duchess will keep reviving them. Seer won't use Karma Burn. Ninja's 100% replaceable. I've tried quite a few different kind of combinations today. I tried Theodore there. I tried Sikir there. I tried Awella, Elva, and Pythian in Duchess's place. Like, there's a lot of combinations that work. Pretty much all you need is Artak and then a support champion. Seer really needs to beat the waves. Are the replacement Duchess? Yes. Oella works, and Elva works. I think even Pythian works, but you need different champions. Dreng is actually better than Ninja, but I don't have Dreng, so this was the way that I managed to get the least number of turns on a consistent basis. But I tried a few different variations. You can see here's another one with Elva and Sakir. You know, this essentially, that's the bare bones of the team. And then you could have Oella or Pythian. You can have various leads, doesn't really matter. And then who you have here depends on who you pick here, basically. Ultimately, the Duchess one seemed to be the most stable for me. Artak stats is here. I think my Artak's not actually built good enough, to be honest. I kind of want to increase his build slightly. That's why I haven't done like a guide on it yet, because I literally was tinkering today to try and get the fastest team I could. Ninja's currently in the Sand Devil 24 build. Kaimar's just standard Kaimar. Just a speed accuracy Kaimar. And then Seer built in the kind of classic Doom Tower build for Seer. But yeah, like, I'm playing around. Duchess isn't mandatory at all. The only mandatory champion is Artak, basically. Like I said, Oella, Elva, these work. Pythian also works. If you don't have Seer, I would probably try and Poison Explode, I guess, wave 1 and 2. Yeah, something like that. I'm probably going to play around with Oella a bit more. I feel like there's a good possibility to replace Duchess and just have Oella and Artak duo it. I kind of wanted to get a trio of Artak, Sakir, and Oella, but I don't think Sakir has enough effective HP. She dies. Why did I swap to protection on Duchess? This Duchess has been in protection for a while, to be honest. I have 2 Duchess. Let's go to the other one. The other one is in Stone Skin. So we've got Stone Skin Duchess here. who maybe should go back to 6-piece. Not sure. But anyway, got the stone skin there, and we have the protection Duchess here. The only reason I didn't use Tio was basically it was slower. Swap it in. Don't actually need turn that off there. That. You'll see it's just slower. Basically. So we lose a turn on wave 1 and 2. And then and it's just slower against the boss. Basically. Done any significant pushes in live arena? No, is the answer. I hate live arena. Maybe one day. Artac, yeah, it's about 220, 223. Yeah, I just found earlier that Tio was slower than Ninja. Like, pretty quick to get to this far. I mean, maybe the better solution would be to turn Theodore's A2 off so we don't kill the side adds as fast and we rely more on the A3. That could be an approach. Or maybe just use the A2 once, I don't know. Because basically you can see we got to the boss to half health really fast, and now we're wasting a lot of time and turns trying to get these HP burns up and exploded. Let's give that a go actually. Let's try and turn off Theodore's A2. We'll just go for HP burn, extension, and explosion. What about Geomancer for Ice Golem? I don't think it would work that well. I don't think you take the side adds don't hit you, so you're not going to reflect that much. Not sure whether his passive will trigger the Ice Golem's passive. What Artac Blessing? You know what I think would be nice on Artac, because you get a high blessing, is Soul Reap. If you really want to go low number of turns, I think Soul Reap would be really interesting on Artac for this kind of dungeon farming. We have energy for one more, so let's just try this really quickly. What if we turn off the A2 and this time set it like this, and we open A1, A1. Oh, this one, yeah, there we go. That's fine. Try and get the decreased speed out. Yeah, that's fine. Give it a go. Let's see if this will be any better. Hopefully this way will kill the side adds a bit slower and get more HP burn procs, at which point maybe this will work better. And if that is the case, then we could swap Duchess to a Oella and just 3-man it. Yeah. There's so many options, like so many options on how you can do this. Let's see. To get the old HP burn out. Double explode. Need to cycle back round again. That's why I like Ninja. It's just quicker to reapply the HP burn, basically. And that's the reason that I like Duchess in this build, basically. We can take bad RNG, won't ruin it. Duchess can tank it. But you can see, even this was slower on the turn count. But yeah, like there's options. I'll probably tinker around a little bit more. I might try Theodore without the A2 turned on, but with Oella in this slot, which means Kaiman Seer will just die and won't get revived. And we'll see if we can 3-man it consistently. But I think I need to tweak builds to make that work consistently. Right then. That is that for tonight. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.